Hello and welcome to today's family program. I'm Dr. Kitcher and I'm happy to be with you once again. It's so interesting whenever we come here because we learn and we share, we interact and we exchange our knowledge. Well, before we get into what we have for today, as we continue looking at the whole issue of being entrusted, I would like to ask you, first of all, to invite your friends to join this channel and yourself, subscribe to it and like it, because we need to make sure that everybody gets to know what we are, saying over here. Today's family is here to help you in your relationships, in, living life and making you relevant. And the things that we talk about here are things that really matters. So we've been looking for some weeks now, the topic of being entrusted or being a steward of something. And last week, we ended by saying that we must be very careful how we do what we do, and we should not claim ownership of anything that has been entrusted to us. And the one who gives you what to do has the final say. So we must always walk understanding that what I am doing is someone who have entrusted me, and therefore it must be done the way the person wants it, and it should always be in agreement with what he or she has required. This is very, very important for us. So today, continuing that same frame, I would like to bring up a new principle that you would really find very helpful as you continue to be stewards. And in one way or the other, we are all stewards of something, some people, and, certain situations. And we must always master the way to handle the whole role of being a steward very, very, very well. So I said there must be connection between the one who gives you, who trusts you, who entrusts you, and yourself. You must have, close relationship. It must be immediate. It must be, proximate. You shouldn't be looked for. You should have a way of, if you need me, this is when you get me, and so on and so forth. So you agree, and there should be constant interaction. There should be not only, concerning what is supposed to be done, but sharing life. So you get to know who you are dealing with, and you can understand the sentiments when maybe one thing or the other does not work out. Then you know that, well, I know it's because of A, B, or C that it didn't work out the way it has to. You have to also be very, very faithful and make sure you keep everything that is entrusted to you, at least in good shape, and add value to it. Whatever is entrusted to you should not remain in the same state that it was, given to you. And it should not deteriorate. That is the best thing. It shouldn't deteriorate, and it should not remain the same. You must rather improve upon it. You must make it look better. You must add on to it. You must multiply it. You must make sure that the thing grows. And that is when your role as a steward, your role as a caretaker, your role as somebody that is being entrusted will be really, made sure that you are truly a good steward. It is very, very important that sometimes things can slip, through our hands or, oversight, and you don't see things. So you have to be meticulous. You must make sure that you don't leave any stone unturned. You go out fully to execute the work that has been given to you to do. And in so doing, you actually master, you get more experience, and you get to do things even more better and with better quality. It is absolutely important. And make sure that you don't bring the company, you don't bring yourself, you don't bring the people you are dealing with any losses. Try as much as possible to avoid losses. Should there be any losses, it should be something that probably was inevitable or could be understood. Yes, we all fail in one way or the other. Life is not about only being successful every time, but you should plan against failure. Why? Because failure is not commended by anybody. Failure is not celebrated by anyone. It is success. It is progress. It is when you make a step further that you can be applauded, that you can receive, a pat on the back. So it's very, very important that you work towards, making sure that you don't, let anything slip by you. And you must be very, very committed to fulfill everything to the letter. because I believe every job that is given, there is a description of what is expected of you, what you should do, what your roles are. So you make sure you stay within bounds and you make sure you act according to the rules. It is very, very important. You cannot bring your home rules to the workplace. You cannot bring your personal values into a corporate entity. Except your values and the entity that you are working with is the same, then of course you are following the same thing from home, but then it is because the company or the people you're dealing with also subscribe to the same values. This is today's family program, and if you are here right now, I want you to know that we don't take lightly what happens in our societies, and this is why we always come to you with topics that can help you enhance yourself and make sure that you can move to the next level. What a joy to find people progressing in life. What a joy it is for you to see that you are making it and your relationships are always strong and positive. I mean, smiles on your face and you sleep well, you wake up, ready for the day, and that is what we are looking for. So I'll now begin to talk to you about a few things that you need to know, because there are principles that govern life. So when you are entrusted, you must make sure that you don't claim anything by your own thoughts. You don't decide things by yourself. In dispensing your responsibility, do not do it independently. Do not do it outside the scope of what you have been told you can do. You must always refer to the counsel of the people who have entrusted you. It is very, very important. There is a saying that the owner of the house has the last word. And in this case, you're not the owner of the house. You are more or less the tenant. You are the person entrusted. Even our lives that we live, I want you to understand. Why do we have to take care of our bodies? Why do we have to make sure we eat well, we exercise, we do all the necessary things so that we don't bring unnecessary problems to this body? Because this body was not created or invented by us. We got this body because of duty, because of something, because of being on this planet. And you must make sure you benefit. And for you to benefit, you must make sure you are keeping this body well. So you understand that I don't own my life. I don't own myself. And if you are strong, you can work better. If you are strong, you can, give more to your family. If you are strong and you stay longer, you can help the next generation by telling them, the things that they should avoid on the way and things that they should keep pushing. And that's the beauty of life. So remember that your life is not in your hands, that you decide what to do and you decide how to do it, but it is something that has been given to you. It's more like you taking a loan and you got to pay back. So if you take care of the body, hey, you are going to get the best out of it. Remember, the owner of the house has the final say, or he has the last word. You must also be aware of the need for you to prioritize things that are given to you. When you set priorities, then you are able to do things and finish them well. When there is no priority set, you will not know what to do first. You will not know what to do next. When you want to build a house, you cannot build a house without first planning it. And when you finish planning it, you must know the cost of what you have planned. After knowing the cost, you check whether you have what it takes for you to get it done. If you get all those things, you get the plan, passed, and then you get a permit to build. You need a roof over that building, but you don't start a building with the roof. You begin to have foundation. So priority number one is lay the foundation, which you would build on. Ask yourself, what are you building your life on? And foundation determines how strong what is built will stand. Of course, the materials are also important. But if you build on a sand, one day you'll be sitting and the walls will collapse because the house is not standing on a solid ground. You need to make sure you get that concrete right in there. And if you've ever built before, you would understand that the foundation takes much of the resources because that is what everything, every pillar, every wall, every stuff that you're going to bring into that house is going to stand on, is going to, gain strength on. It is so, so, so important. So you know how to prioritize and do things in time. In life, time does not wait for you. Time keeps going. When you miss a certain time, a cycle might come back again, but that time wasted will never be sort of restored. Sometimes the only way you can do it is to maybe move faster, do something else. It's like normally traveling, right? You want to travel with a train and you miss the train, but the meeting is so important. So you run to the airport and you fly and you get there even sometimes ahead of the train. Why? Because by air, you can gain some time. But in life, there are also things that you can do so by, okay, I missed it, but now I have to work harder. But working harder means you're taking time from some other things. So as much as you can, do not waste time. Many people, by the time they die, they have wasted half of the time they lived on the earth. This is the reality of life. Stewardship, being entrusted, is a reality of life. It requires also that you move straight away with whatever exercise, whatever duty, whatever thing has been entrusted to you, to begin it straight away. Don't sleep over what should be done today. Don't do tomorrow what you have to do today, because yesterday is gone. Today is here. Tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen. So the real time that you have is now. Why do I take time to come to talk to you? Because you mean a lot to me, because I believe what I have, I need to share, and I need to share it with you. You may take a cue from it, develop it, and take it higher, and then it becomes something that will benefit the whole of mankind. I could spend this time maybe catching fishes or, doing some other things, but it's so important to me. And I prioritize these meetings with you. Why? Because it is a time that I can impart you with what I have. And by so doing, I make my life relevant. Friends, this is today's family program. I'm Dr. Albert Kitcher, and it's always a joy to be with you. I'm still asking you, please call a friend to call a friend to call a friend, share the link, and also invite somebody to watch this with you. Please, our programs are built one on the other, and therefore, it's always good if you listen or you watch the previous programs, because in previous programs, we have laid certain foundations that we're just building on now. So when you come and you see the building process, you may not know what has gone into the ground. So I will encourage you to make time and watch the previous programs, and you would really catch the understanding of what we're talking about. For instance, today as I'm speaking, I've mentioned certain things in passing. Why? Because 2 weeks ago we dealt with it, and I did not need to go into depth with it because we have such a short time, and time really flies. I love the saying that yesterday is in the womb. Today is here with us, and tomorrow is in the tomb. It's very, very important. Let me say it one more time. I love the saying that yesterday is in the tomb, today is in our hands, and tomorrow is in the womb. What has gone, you cannot get it back. What is available is what you can use. What is coming, you've not seen it yet. So let's make today matter. Let's make today the day that we make a decision to be true stewards of everything that has been entrusted to us, including our precious, dear life. Air is free. We are blessed to have opportunity to be alive. And we are blessed to know something as we have lived life. Now it is our duty and our responsibility to pass on knowledge to the next people waiting. Life is like a relay race. You live inheritance not only in stuff, but also in understanding, in knowledge, in opening of the eyes. And this is why I will sit here again and again and again and always encourage you to take on the challenges and do something with your life. Next week, we are going to put the icing on the cake, and it's going to be like the finishing 20 meters, if it's, a 100-meter race. So it's going to be very important. You need to push, and I'm going to bring you some stuff that will really, really, really benefit you. Before we leave, I want you to know laziness is not a friend to being entrusted, to the role of you as a steward. You cannot be a steward if you are lazy. Laziness, O-U-T, out of your dictionary, out of your life. You must be hard working, because laziness will compromise the mission that you have. Laziness will make your roof leak. Laziness will make the thieves come and steal from you. Laziness will make you never leave your full days. Which one do you prefer? To leave your full days? To stay in, safety? Or you just say, well, nothing will happen. Let me just sleep without closing the door. That night will be the time that somebody comes in. Don't be lazy, especially in little things that seem insignificant. Well, this has been your program, Today's Family, and I'm Dr. Albert Kitcher, and I'm so happy to come to you always. And I know we're going to see you again next week. And next week, like I said, it's going to be the summing up of whatever we have done this month. And it's going to be wonderful. I encourage you to share this link with your friends, watch the previous videos. And if you have any questions, you can always ask us, and we will be very happy to bring you some responses. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.